Steadiness drills are a great way to work with your dog once they've gotten through the basic obedience. For this, you're going to want the dog to be able to sit, be still, and wait for your release command. It's also really helpful if they understand the place board and that means that you have to go there and wait there until I release you. It really is helpful for them to understand the process, especially when you start moving away from the dog with the steadiness drills. It gives them a very solid, concrete place that they understand to sit and wait there until they're released. You don't have to use the place board, but it does help them with the initial concepts of it. So, again, if you haven't done those things, this might be a little bit out of your wheelhouse, and you may want to go back and teach the sit, wait, go to place, and then once you're ready, this would be a really great thing to do with your dog. It's helpful for a few reasons. Just from a mental challenge perspective, this is something that is a great sort of 15-20 minute exercise that gives the dog physical exertion, but also that mental exercise that they so desperately need every day. Again, certain dogs may not love to do this if they don't really like to retrieve, so you're going to want to tailor it to your dog and their skill set. Again, you're going to want a dog that enjoys going and getting something and bringing it back to you. You can use whatever toy they like to retrieve. I recommend the tennis balls are not the best idea for bigger dogs. They can choke on them unless you have some sort of rope. You can purchase them like tied with a rope through them. Those are a lot safer. Right here I'm using what are called bumpers because this is a retriever and it's what he's used to getting. But again, anything that the dog is going to want to go get and bring back to you will work. So when you're starting off and the dog is new to this, you can see I have him on a place board. I'm going to throw a couple bumpers out, have him be still. If you have to, you can hold their collar or you can have a second person helping you. If your dog is not off leash conditioned, you're going to need to do this on some sort of a long line or in a fenced in area. This dog is off leash conditioned, so I don't need to worry about it. And you can see I put him on the place board, and then when he's ready to run, I ask him to get off and then send him to go get the bumpers. So again, if you need to, you can start off holding that collar to make sure that if they go get whatever you're throwing, that they're not going to be successful with what we call breaking or going ahead of when you want to release them. So you just want to make sure that they're at that point that if you're not holding the collar, that you either have them on an e-collar or something that you can do that's going to control that. I usually start off with the dog at my side. Once they've mastered that, now you can put them what we call like remote or farther away from you. And moving away from them, they may start to like creep off of there or break, but that's the learning opportunity. So that's where you want to teach them that whether I'm next to you or not, you need to sit and be still and wait when I throw these things. And that's where that enforcing that sit and be still is going to be really helpful. And then once you master that with the place board at a distance, now you can take them where they're just sitting at your side or they can sit away from you. So you can again do it with or without the place board, but the place board in the beginning is going to be really helpful to just identify this is where I need you to sit and be still. So now I've gone one level of difficulty up. We take the place board away, but I'm running him from my side so I can hold his collar if I needed to, or just to have the influence of you being close to the dog. Now I'm gonna have him sit and wait. I'm gonna walk away. So now this is just one step harder. Now the dog is sitting on their own. They have to be accountable to sit and be still while something cool is happening. I'm throwing something he wants to go get, and then I'll release him with my voice command from a distance. So you can see I walk a good ways away. I throw the bumper even further away, and then when it's down and I'm ready to release him, I give him the command, and then he goes and picks it up. So this is the more advanced version of it. Again, you can tailor it to your dog's needs and increase it as they start to get good at these types of things. This, again, it's a really good like 15-20 minute exercise to do in the backyard or where you have a little bit of space and they can get the fun, the physical exertion, and then also the mental work and that relationship building with you. Now, if your dog is leaving to go get the item before you gave them the release command, you want to take a few steps back. Make sure you're starting off with holding their collar if you need to. Be cautious if the dog is going to pull that they don't pull you over or something to that extent. You can run them in what's called a tab as well, which is like a little handheld leash that's maybe less than a foot so they can't trip on it. And if you need to start with that, start with that. Or if you're running them off of an e-collar, use that to help them be accountable to sit and be still. But you're going to want to just go in small increments and make sure it's very clear they understand that they need to sit and wait and be still and mentally settled before they go pick up the item. So some dogs take a little bit longer than others, and you're going to just want to work in increments where it's very clear they understand I need to sit and wait, because that's as important part of this drill as the going and getting and bringing back the item that you're throwing. So just make sure you work in small increments and you'll have success with it.